How's it going? It's me, V, back here. I keep changing up camera angles because I can't honestly decide what I want to do here. But today, I wanted to discuss reworking projects, and I say this in a general sense because I'm gonna relate it to video games and kind of like remastering video games. Just because there's been a lot of remakes recently, especially with the Silent Hill series, and a couple years back, Psychonauts 2 came out, and honestly, in my eyes, that like is kind of a remake or a rework of the game mechanics in different ways. And like you have the Crash Bandicoots series that just got released. Like there's a lot of different things. Oh, you got Lollipop Chainsaw that just got a remaster, re-release. There's a lot of different games that continuously get re-released and get reworks, and I kind of want to relate that to projects because there have been a lot of times, especially in the past, where I've had a song or I've had a demo like this one. And I know what you're thinking. Why is it still a demo? Why isn't it released? And I'll tell you why. It's because of the snare. I'm not joking. It's literally because of the snare drum. Like, I just didn't like the drums in the beginning, and so I just have sat on this project for like 3 years. And like, same goes for a lot of different songs of mine. Like, I continuously write over other beats and then want to remaster, rework the beat, and sometimes it does work out, and then sometimes it comes out like this. And like, not to say that that's bad or anything, it's just like it's not the same vibe. Like, you don't feel the same vibe of the original version of the song. And I feel like this happens a lot, especially with remastering songs too, where you'll have this kind of like this quality or this feel about the original version, and then the remaster will just not live up to that feeling. I don't know. There are some songs that absolutely like perfectly remaster the song and actually do it more justice. All right, Editor V here. A great example of like a really good re-release that happened like literally 2 days ago was this song. When they released Whoa, I was kind of a little upset because I knew that they were sitting on this song for like a bit of time. So I'm really happy they like didn't just like drop it and like didn't come back to it, because this is like a really good re-release. I honestly like this version better, and I'll link them both down in the description if I can. But they literally just changed one of Juice's verses like later down here. But I like this version better in the sense of like they should have used that verse. But this is like actually mixed really nicely, and like they cleaned it up, and I actually feel like it does the song like a lot of justice. And like art's pretty decent too. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is a perfect example of like what they should do with the re-release. Anyways, back to the video. I don't even know what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like Mac Miller's estate has been doing really good about this because they released Faces, which was originally, I want to say, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I want to say that was a mixtape, and they released it back in, I want to say, 2021, and it just sounds phenomenal. Like, you can listen to the original mixtape with the original mix still online. You can find it, but comparatively, like they did it justice. Like, it's pretty good. Or Balloonerism for that matter. I actually found that album 2 years ago, back when I was like delving really big into Mac Miller, and I fell in love with like DJ's Chord Organ. And that wasn't the original name of the song. It was like the song that changed everything, I think, was the original name. And like, I just loved that so much, and I hoped to one day hear a non MP3 version. And sure enough, here we are in 2025, and it releases, and phenomenal. It came out phenomenal. But like, I feel like when it comes to releasing projects and when it comes to releasing music, you don't have to have that sort of perfectionist idea mindset. At least at first, like, because a lot of people think that once you've written a song, you can't come back to it. Like, that's just done. That's it. It's out in the world. But in reality, as long as you have the project file, you can come back and rework it and re-release it and redo it, and like all of that several times, as many times as you need. Cave Town is a really great example of this. With hold on, hold on, hold on. We got the computer. We got the computer actually in front of me here. I believe it was Deviltown. I could be wrong. Yeah. So it is Deviltown. It's Deviltown by Cave Town. That song he did like 3 different times at the very least, and like each one is different. And that's the cool thing about music. It's very malleable. Like, you can take an idea and you can apply it to a bunch of different things. I do this continuously throughout my own music to try and find my sound. If I like the sound of one thing and I like the sound of another thing, but they're not complete projects on their own, I will go ahead and try to mash them. Because if you're out of ideas and you're like burning yourself out with ideas, the easiest way out of that is to go through projects and go through old voice memos or go through things like that and compile a list and see if you can like block things together. That's the way I've developed a lot of songs in the past that I've written. I'll usually have the first part of the song and the second part of the song actually be 2 separate songs written to 2 separate things, but because of the fact that I found like the perfect harmonious point where the instrumental and these 2 parts align because of the subject matter, it just like bam, but bam, you have a song, you have a project, and it's done, and it's like it's so easy. Not I say that, but I'm like being facetious, because really, like, it's not, art is never easy. It's just a matter of perspective, really. Like, when you start out, you are a completely blank slate, and so you try everything. Like, you know that you're going to sound bad, or that things aren't going to work out like how you want them to, and so you learn from that and you adapt. And then as you start to grow like in skill, your want and your ability to be able to just push the bounds and not think about perfectionism goes down, because as soon as you start learning, oh, well, this is how a song should be structured. That's the thing. It shouldn't, there's no should. Music's very, again, malleable. And so like that's art in general. All of art is malleable. Like, I'm one of the type of people that has always said that I can't draw, but I honestly I hate saying that just as much as I hate hearing people tell me that they can't do music, because like there's some valid points behind each. Like, if you are talking to the person, like, obviously it's all about context, but a lot of times it's because the person has attempted drawing and they don't think they're as good because they're comparing to other people, and so because they're comparing, they're like, oh, well, I'm not good. And what they really mean is, oh, well, I'm not as good as these other artists that I strive to be as good as. And like, that's how you have a lot of artists that end up going under the radar, because they don't end up putting out any of their work because of the fact that they are so hard on themselves. And that's why it's good to have like a good support group around you whenever it comes to being creative. And you want it to be tight and close knit. You want it to be a group of trusting people, but like, you nonetheless need that, because otherwise you're kind of in an echo chamber of your own perfectionism and your own sort of inner demons kind of coming back at you and being like, yo, this shit kind of blows. Like, it's kind of bad, right? Like, this, you made this? Like, come on. And like, it's never that trivial. Like, art is always supposed to be fun. There's nothing that's like supposed to be this way or that way whenever it comes to creation. It's all just in the realms of, you're bringing it into existence, you're either putting it out into the world or not, and you are getting those emotions and getting all of that off of your chest and putting it into the project, whether it's released or not. So I feel like no matter what, if you're sitting on a project you should absolutely put it out and just know that you can come back to it later, especially when it comes to things like releasing stuff on SoundCloud versus Spotify. Like, keep releasing stuff on SoundCloud and look into distributors, look into how music distribution works, look into what a good distributor would be to go into. Look into doing it on your own. Like, there's a bunch of different aspects in the background that you can look into while you're still putting things out onto somewhere like SoundCloud. And SoundCloud, like, is a great platform for a bunch of underground artists, as it always has been. And don't get me wrong, like, it's starting to get a lot more convoluted, just as Spotify is now, but at the same time, like, it's still a great platform to get your sound out and get heard at the very least. So I guess with that said, go create, don't compare. Comparison is the thief of any sort of artistic inspiration. And lastly, don't let inspiration hit. Sometimes you have to go about creating, and no, I'm not saying force art, definitely don't force it, but like, show up on the days that you don't want to show up, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, it's a form of practice. It gets you into a habit, it gets you into a routine, and over time, if you keep building this routine, you will ultimately build that skill and get better, even if you don't realize it. And so it's really crucial to be able to show up on the days that you don't want to show up in order to build that skill, because otherwise you just stay stagnant and you kind of get in your own head, like I said. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm recording this literally Monday because I didn't quite have a video idea for this week, but I feel like I need to take some of my own advice, and I kind of want to start showing you guys some snippets of songs at the end of videos of mine. So if you guys like whatever the snippet or the song is at the end of the video, you can comment down below if you want me to actually work on it and release it. I'm going to try dropping like 1 to 2 songs a month, as well as at least 4 videos a month. So be on the lookout for that. I've also been live streaming on Twitch a lot more frequently. It's a bit inconsistent right now, but I'm going to be trying to stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays if possible. If not, usually anytime after like 5 p.m. MST is when I go online. So if you want to join me there, I'm going to be making music. I'm going to be playing some single player games. I'm going to play multiplayer games. Like, I just kind of want to get back into the gaming side of content too. And I love this commentary stuff. I love this new sort of approach that I've had, but I do miss gaming on this channel, and I hope that you guys will stick around for the journey and the stuff that's yet to come. So again, thank you guys. Have a beautiful day and go create something. I will see you later. Peace.